Hey viewers and friends, Andrew back again and welcome to another video, and today I'm going to be doing another top 10 list. And today I'm going to be doing my top 10 Australian horror films. Thought this was an awesome idea and hopefully it gives some of my overseas viewers and subscribers a little bit more knowledge of what are some really good Australian horror films to check out. So yeah, let's get started. The first one isn't really a traditional horror film. It's more of a revenge thriller, but definitely wanted to include it. It is The Horseman. This is a phenomenal revenge thriller slash horror film. Very brutal, very violent. The next one is Cut. Probably my favourite Australian slasher film, which really isn't saying too much because there's not really a lot of really good Aussie slashers, but this is really good. It stars Molly Ringwald, and I really enjoy the killer in this one. The premise is really cool about a group of people that are trying to finish off an old film that got forgotten about. Something happened on set and no one bothered finishing the movie, but a bunch of film students take it on themselves to resume filming and try and finish off the movie. Really awesome. I love the ending with the killer. Just really good cut. The next one is Rogue. Awesome Killer Croc movie. Really good CGI effects. The crocodile looks awesome in this one. And there's some pretty tense moments as well. So that's Rogue. Next up we have The Loved Ones. This is a phenomenal modern Australian horror film and I just think it is so well done. The premise is pretty simple. It's about a boy called Brent, or Brent I think his name is it? Yeah, Brent. He gets invited to his school prom by a girl called Lola. He rejects her offers and basically she's not happy with it, so she gets her father to kidnap him and they hold their own prom at her house, and Brent is put through a night of absolute hell. A lot of torture scenes throughout, but this is just a really well done film, and the character of Lola, she was fantastic in this, very sadistic, so definitely one to check out. The next one is The Clinic. This movie is awesome. I absolutely love it, and this was a blind buy. I didn't even know about this movie until I saw the cover in one of my local stores, and it wasn't until I got home that I found out that it was an Australian film. But this is fantastic, extremely original. This one's about a group of women who have had their babies removed from their wombs. They're trapped in a warehouse. They've got coloured tags inside their stomachs which match corresponding babies. So they've pretty much got to decide what they're going to do and how they're going to work out which baby belongs to which woman. Really good. The Clinic. The next one is The Killage. This is a really fun slasher comedy, really recent movie, low budget independent film, but they did an amazing job with this one. The production values are really high despite the low budget. There's some friggin' awesome kills in this one, so The Killage, really fun flick. The next one is Storm Warning. This one is really awesome. It's kind of a revenge horror movie. Not a lot of gore, but when the brutal kills happen, it's very gory and it's extremely brutal. It definitely packs a punch. Very simplistic film about a couple that get stuck while they're out in their boat. They come across what they think is an abandoned farmhouse. They take refuge from the storm, but unawares to them there's three really sadistic men that live there, and basically the men decide to hold them captive. But yeah, In the end, the couple get their revenge, especially the woman. She totally kicks ass in this one. But Storm Warning is fantastic. The next one is The Reef, my favourite shark movie since Jaws. Very simple as well. This one doesn't really have a lot happening throughout the movie, but you know, there's a lot of tension, a lot of suspense. It is extremely well made. It looks absolutely fantastic, and they use real sharks in this one. So very, very effective movie if you're a fan of killer sharks. The Reef is well worth checking out. Love it. Red Ink, another really original modern horror movie. This one is also known as Inhumane Resources in the US, I think. It's one of the Fangoria releases over there, but Red Ink is fantastic. As I said, really original. About a person, there he is there on the front cover. He's been convicted of a crime, and he basically wants to try and get off the crime, obviously. So he rounds up half a dozen people that were involved in the case. He padlocks them to a big office desk, holds them captive, and they basically have to try to find out a way to revoke his charges. There's some great gore effects in this one, but yeah, I love this one a lot. Very, very original, and yeah, just an awesome film. So that is Red Ink. And last, but certainly not least, my favourite Australian horror movie of all time is Wolf Creek. This is a fantastic film, obviously. It's my favourite. Really, really well done. This is actually based off a real-life serial killer called Ivan Milat. He was dubbed the backpacker murderer. What he'd do is he would capture overseas backpackers or tourists, drive them to a remote forest and kill them. Not exactly spot on in terms of the characters or stuff that actually happened with the real life Ivan Milat, but it is based off him and what he did. This one's about 3 tourists. They break down at a national park and they get involved, or they come across the serial killer in this movie. He ends up helping them out. They're unaware of what is going on. They go back to his place and of course they're held captive. So this movie is fantastic, you know, loosely based off the Ivan Milat serial killer, but I think it is absolutely fantastic. And the villain in this one has one of the most creepiest laughs out of any movie villain that I have ever come across. Very, very creepy and sadistic laugh. But if you've never seen Wolf Creek, highly recommend that. Alright, so there you go, guys. That has been another top 10 horror list for you guys. My top 10 Australian horror movies. Highly recommend all 10 of these films if you've never seen some of them before. Obviously, definitely look into them, check them out. They are all fantastic. If you know of any others that you want to recommend in terms of Australian horror, please let me know. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching.